Because everybody asked for it, it's more sanding today. Okay, so I have to admit that I'm getting a little burnt out. I'm ready for this body work to be done. I've still got a lot to do and I'm way behind schedule. The weather is getting worse and worse, so I've lucked out here. I've got a couple days of clear skies with no rain, so I'm going to try and get as much done on this body as I can. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get it painted before spring now, but fingers crossed. Maybe I can still swing it, so let's see how far we can get today. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to start on today is just this kind of rear end of the car. I'm going to get most of it just kind of smoothed out, any rough stuff off, and then I may go ahead and put a light coat of body filler along the bottom here, just make sure I've got any dents or imperfections out of that, and just sand that down and get it smooth, and then I can move on to the next section. So. I'd stop and take a moment just to show you. If you look in here, this is kind of a previous paint job that's been done, but if I don't get all this off, you can see it just flakes off when you touch it at all here. If I were just to scuff this up and paint over it, then basically my paint job is just going to peel off as well. So you got to get down to something that's at least well secured to the original body here. So that's basically what I'm trying to do, is get rid of any of the old poorly applied paint that is just going to flake off, taking any new paint with it. So. Okay, so while I was waiting for the body filler to dry on the back end there, I was just cleaning up kind of along this side here, and I noticed there's a crack here, which I thought was due to rust. So I kind of cleaned up. There was quite a bit of body filler in here, and what it turns out is I think this panel was replaced at one point, and the weld line's right here. And it does have kind of a crack here, but it's not too bad as far as rust goes. So I'm going to try just to weld this up without replacing this metal, because it seems fairly solid other than just right at the edge here. I'm not sure if that's going to work. If it doesn't, I'll have to cut this little piece out and replace it, but I'm going to give this a try first. turned out good. It worked fairly well like I thought, because the metal wasn't too thin. I think it just had cracked just along the edge there, so I was able to fill it just with weld, and yeah, I think that'll hold up good. Problem I've got to deal with is I've got some rust in this lower corner of the driver's side windshield here. Obviously I gotta cut this out and replace this metal here. The problem is this is all kind of rusty. A lot of it's fairly solid, but it's still it's not very clean metal, so I could have some troubles welding to this. But I'm going to kind of slowly work at it and see how much I have to replace. I want to replace not too much, just because of the weird bends that it has here. Yeah, like I said previously, I don't have a shrinker and a stretcher, so it's hard to kind of get these compound curves manufactured into replacement parts. So. But we'll see how it goes. Okay, so it went pretty smoothly. I was able to just replace this small section here. The welds aren't perfect, but it's solid now, and I was able to get rid of the really thin spots there. So just gonna do a thin coat of filler over this just to fill in any more of the pinholes, and it should be good to go. Continue on the body prep here. Basically, I've got a bit of a low spot right here. It's not very bad, but you can just slightly feel it with your hand as you run your hand over it. So I'm just going to put a slight skim of body filler here just to fill that low spot, and then I'll sand it smooth. Okay, in between sanding and waiting for body filler to dry, I'm going to just fill the marker light hole on this fender here. I've done the one side. I'll just quickly do this side while I'm got some extra time here. Alright, so I'm running out of daylight, and I gotta start cleaning up for the day, so that's about all I'm gonna get done for this episode. I have to say I'm feeling better than I was at the beginning. I got a lot done, and I'm seeing kind of, I'm starting to see the end of this body work and paint prep, so I have to say I'm happy with the progress that I'm making, and hopefully I can get through this in the next few episodes, and then we'll be ready for paint. So anyways, if you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week on Analog Generation.